What is up, guys? Welcome in. Today, we're going to go over why you cannot scale your local business, why you can't hit that second, third, fourth, fifth gear in your business so you can add that $1 million, $2 million, $3 million top line revenue every single year. All right. My name is Sergio. I am the owner here at Gold Shark. We help our clients scale past that 1 million to 3 million to $5 million mark in annual run rate. Let's get started, guys. I'm going to give you a quick spoiler. The reason why you can't scale is because of you. All right. One of the things that we do here at Gold Shark is we try to remove you completely from the day to day. Why? Because you are the biggest problem. I'll say that with all my love. Okay. Let me explain why that is our belief. And by the end of this video, you will also point the finger at yourself. All right. Let's get started. Now, I'm not just here to bash you. Okay. I'm here to show you where the leaks may be. Okay, what most people do, which is a big mistake, what most people do, and also the light at the end of the tunnel. And hint, hint, it is us, okay, or companies like us. So let's get started now. You are the owner, and this is you, right? This is actually the color of your soul, because all these different components in your business are just sucking the life out of you, okay? Your soul is black, all right? You have barely any life left. Now, if you can even get sleep at night, you wake up in the morning and you're just thinking about all these things, right? You're just stressed the hell out. All right. Why? Because you're giving it 100%. But if you're evenly distributing your 100%, you're only giving 10% to everything else, right? Or you could be not doing things evenly and just doing maybe a 90% fulfillment. And what happens when you get to 90% fulfillment and everything else is bad? Well, you end up like that mom and pop that everybody loves in town, right? But their marketing sucks. Their branding is terrible. Their sales is terrible. But they have a good product. But they're broke because they can't get it out. They just don't know how to get it out. But everybody just loves them, right? And if they just knew how to market the product, they would get what they deserve, which is success, right? So let me run through these components real quick. Now, some of you might resonate with the result of having bad components, right? Actually, a lot of you will actually relate to some of these things, right? If you have a bad digital presence, this is your SEO, your social media, your website, then you have a small footprint. All right. Now, you cannot afford to have a small footprint because if you're a local business, you're already in a concentrated area. You don't have the benefit of selling online. Okay. You only sell your main product or your main service in your local area. All right. That is why you cannot afford to have a small footprint. There's no way. You are capped. You are capped. Get this dialed in. If you have bad software, bad tech, bad systems, or no systems at all, then you have slow, messy operations. Okay. If you have no branding or bad branding, then you don't have a brand authority. Now, these go hand in hand. These go hand in hand. Okay. Of course, you cannot grow to be a local authority, which is what we do. That's honestly our main goal. Because once you become a brand authority, everything else just fixes itself, right? Yeah, you need branding. 100% need branding, especially nowadays. You could get away without this a few years ago, 10 years ago, but the times have changed. It's different now. Sales, you have to have great sales. Obviously, I mean, this is how you make your money, right? You're gonna make your competitors rich if you don't have this dialed in. And a good example of that is if you have good marketing. Let's just say your marketing is just amazing. Okay, you're bringing in leads like crazy. All right. What you're doing with the marketing, let's just say this is on Facebook, right? On Facebook, it's an attention or disruptive advertising mechanism, right? So basically you're creating demand in people's heads. Okay. It's not like Google where they look for you when people are like, okay, I need a new bathroom. I need a new kitchen. I need a new roof. I need a new tree planted. They look for your services. On Facebook and Google, they're just scrolling around mindlessly until you pop up. That's a disruption. Okay. Now, you're creating demand in their head. They're saying, okay, oh snap, I do need this, right? So they're going to click on your ad. You've already paid for this prospect. Now they're going to end up here in a sales process in your world. They're in your world and you already paid for them. Now you drop the ball. Just because you dropped the ball, or they just didn't like you, or who knows the reason why. They're still interested in getting that kitchen. You already created the demand in their head. Okay. Now they're just excited about getting this new kitchen, and they're just convincing themselves that they do want it, that they're going to get it, just not from you. So yes, you are making your competitors rich because you've created the demand right here, but you're giving it to them. Okay. So you've just paid for their advertising basically. So yes, this is crucial. You will die. Your business will die without this dialed in. Okay. Fulfillment, right? You get unhappy customers if you don't fulfill, right? This is very common in the online space, in agencies especially, right? Because they're so good at these two things. They're so good at marketing and sales and branding and everything else, but their fulfillment sucks. That's why marketing agencies in particular, they get held for 1.5 months on average. Not many marketing agencies survive past this time. Why? Because their fulfillment sucks. They get all these empty promises and they give you all these numbers and all this crap, and they just don't deliver. All right. Mostly with local businesses, this is typically good. Why? Because you, as the business owner, started this business because you have some sort of connection to the service, the outcome, right? A product. If you're a remodeler, you know how to build a damn kitchen. You know how to work around a bathroom. You know how to rebuild these things. You know what you're doing. Okay. So yes, you might be good at fulfillment, but everything else is lacking. Okay. Team, right? This is your staff or your crew. You're going to have talent churn. People just don't want to work for you. Why? Because your systems suck. Okay. Everything kind of works off of each other, right? They kind of eat into each other too. So your team might not want to work with you because then maybe you're not getting enough sales, not enough work, or your systems are horrible, right? Or let's just see what else. Maybe they have an issue with compliance, right? Maybe the right licenses aren't in place. Maybe the branding sucks. Okay. Maybe they don't like that. So you're going to have to keep hiring people and keep convincing people to work with you. Loyalty systems, there's no trust, no retention. There's no customers out there going to work for you. Okay. This is what happens when you don't have a good brand and you don't have good fulfillment. All right. When you have fulfillment and branding, now you can have a good loyalty system. Okay. Expenses, right? You go into business debt, you need to watch every single dollar that comes out of your business. Marketing, kind of just went over this, but if you have bad marketing, you're pretty much a ghost. Okay. If you have lack of exposure, you're a ghost. And again, you cannot afford to have lack of exposure in a small footprint because your prospect count is capped. Okay. You're not selling anything online. It's just your local area. There's only so many people you can possibly sell to. Compliance and legal, you're just irresponsible if you're ignoring this. All right. So 100% of your input, right? Each of these get 10%. There's no way you can give 100% out of your 100%. Just can't happen. It just doesn't happen. Why? Because these things, right? The work is just never done. Okay. Because every single day there's a new thing with sales. All right. Your digital presence. Okay. You can't just set it and forget it. Maybe with compliance and legal, where you can just do it once a month or once a year, or depending on what kind of business you are. If you're a restaurant, you'll have to maybe do this a little more often. But for the most part, the work is just never done with all of these things. Okay. It's just ongoing work. That's why these things stay at 10% throughput. So let me show you what's going on internally. You're giving your business 100% of your energy. That is only 10% input or throughput to each major component on average, because you're spreading your 100% out to all of these things, right? Now, some of you might be doing the 100% fulfillment, like I just mentioned, and everything else is just bad. But either way, no matter which way you slice it, 10% on average, all right? Because you got 10 components to your business. So you're experiencing burnout. You're burning yourself out, and you're still only getting 10% output in your business. Your business will only perform at the highest point of its weakest link. Let me give you an example. If your marketing is at 100 or 90%, okay, 90%, you're just bringing in leads, right? And you just keep dropping the ball. I kind of gave you this example. You're not performing at 90%. You're performing at 10%, because it doesn't matter how many leads you're getting. You're only converting so many. Why? Because you're probably not even calling the leads, or the leads don't like your sales process, or you just have a really weird way of doing a consultation. I don't know. But since you have this 10% here, that's going to be the bottleneck. Okay. You're only going to perform at the peak of your weakest link. All right. So what's happening here is you're doing your business a disservice. All right. You're doing your business a disservice. Now, I was being nice when I put this down. You're actually doing yourself a disservice. You're doing your family a disservice. You're letting down your team. Okay. Why? Because you keep trying to put all these hats on, and you're not qualified to do any branding. You're not qualified to do any marketing. And who are you to know anything about your digital presence? No, you're good at this. Sorry, you're good at this. You might be good at this, and that's great. What about everything else? Okay, you're not a software guy. You're not a bookkeeper. You're not any of these things, and you either refuse or you just don't know where to go. Okay. So this is a quote from Jeff Bezos, right? Stress, and that's, you are stressed. Stress doesn't come from hard work. Okay. This is hard work, but you're not stressed out because of that. Stress doesn't come from hard work. Stress primarily comes from not taking action over something that you can have some control over. That means that you know damn well that this isn't getting the attention it deserves. You know that this isn't getting the attention it deserves, and you know that. Yet you keep putting it off because either you don't know where to go, or you don't want to teach yourself how to do it, or just a lot of things that come into play here. Okay. So let me tell you what people do to kind of alleviate the pressure, right? This is what you shouldn't do. Now, you hire an SEO agency, and then you hire a social media manager, and then you hire someone to run your site. Okay. That's a lot of money you're spending, basically. All right. Now, congrats to you for wanting to delegate, okay, and putting your ego aside. So that's great. Now, you're also getting a bunch of different softwares that you now have to manage. Okay. Now you're adding more work to you and your team's plate. Your branding, you don't want to pay some freelancer to do all this crap, so you just leave it alone. Your sales, you just leave it alone. You don't know where the hell to go to up your sales, right? Your fulfillment, you probably do that yourself because you're good at it. Your team, you're just going to keep interviewing people, whatever. It just seems just everything's the same. Loyalty, manual tracking, right? If, let's just say, you do want to have some sort of a referral campaign, you're going to track it manually, right? Expenses, you're going to do it yourself, or you're going to hire a bookkeeper. Okay, that's completely fine. But the thing about hiring bookkeepers is that they don't make you any money. They just, it's just like preventative measures, right? Which is not fun. The same with legal and compliance. Marketing, this is a big mistake. You hire a marketing agency, right? Huge mistake, because what's happening now with marketing agencies is that a lot of these guys are offering, pay per lead or performance based marketing, right? Pay per closed deal, right? All this stuff. You're not enabling these guys to go to work for you. All right. I'll tell you the only reason why they offer stuff like that is because they're new to the game, and you're basically going to be their guinea pig. All right. Now, this is going to either, 20% chance that it's going to work. Okay. Really 80% chance that they're going to embarrass you. Now, you didn't pay them any money, which is fine, but you did waste a shit ton of time and just setting up with them and doing all this stuff. Okay. So, and also, once you hire a marketing agency, you now have to manage them. Okay. So now you got even more things coming out. You have to manage them. Where the hell are the leads? Blah, blah, blah. The leads are bad quality. I didn't get these leads, or you're having all this stuff. So now you have to look over the marketing and the marketing agency, right? That's even if they take care of Meta and Google and YouTube and local service and all these other things. Big mess. You have to manage this SEO person. You have to manage the social media person. You have to check off on the site. You don't even know what a good site looks like, yet you're signing off on a site, right? You have to teach yourself how to run these different softwares that you got now. Okay. And that's just another 30, 40, 50 bucks a month for these softwares that you and your team now have to know. All right. And you have to onboard with all this crap, right? So you're just creating more of a mess. You see what I'm doing here? This is just insane. And you also, now you're being stretched into kind of going into this. Meanwhile, you're taking on all of this, right? So yeah, this is worse. This is worse. It sounds good in theory because these solutions are supposed to alleviate, and take some work off of your plate, but actually it's just adding more work. Now, let me show you what happens when you work with something called a growth partner, like Gold Shark. We are growth partners. We are also implementation consultants, and we specialize in local businesses. Okay. So whether you work with us or not, these companies are out there. All right. And they do this consistently. All right. So for your digital presence, actually, before I get into that, let me tell you what this is really. So it's basically like you having that business partner that's not taking 50-50 equity, right? That's not taking 50% of your earnings. It's the business partner that's handling everything else that you just don't want to deal with, right? You started this business because you're good at what you do, and you have an understanding of how to fulfill on whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's remodeling or roofing or fence or windows and doors and landscaping. You're good at that, and you already have insights on all that stuff. What you don't have is insights on how to scale that business, how to scale in that industry. Okay. That's where we come in. Okay. We know what website converts. All right. We know what your social media needs to look like. We know all these things. We've seen these things work. Why? Because this is just what we do. All right. We don't do the fulfillment. We don't want to put roofs on houses. That's completely up to you. What we will do though is make sure that everything is running smoothly for you. All right. Basically, what's going to happen here is now don't be afraid of the word consultant. I kind of don't like that word either because it just says that we're going to give you, intellectual property or information that nobody ever applies. But this is implementation. So we're going to go into your business. We're going to say, hey, business owner, partner now, right? Um, this and this and this and this needs to be changed. We're going to go in and change it. Okay. What is off limits and what can we change? We have Can we do it all? Great, cool. So we'll be back in 5 days with a brand new site, social media, all done. All this is all done. Cool. Hand off to you. And then ongoing consulting after that, right? If we do give you systems, then we will run the systems for you. Okay. Why? Because we don't want to put more work on your plate. That is not the way to go. Why? Because you might as well just stay down here, right? Just keep adding more work to your plate. So it goes as far as implementation. It goes as far as placement with talent, right? Project manager placement, where we will go out and find you somebody that can come into your business and look over the fulfillment, right? What I mentioned a little earlier is our goal is to completely remove you from the day to day, again, because you are the biggest bottleneck, okay? And that's not just you, you are your biggest enemy, right? And since you have a business, guess who the biggest enemy is? It is you, not your competitors, okay? It is you. So typically what we do in local businesses is to fix the digital presence issue is we build an organic growth infrastructure. This is our core offer. All right. And we use this with AI. We do this with AI. Why? Because it's very low cost, right? We don't have to pay people to do these repetitive things that we have installed in your business now. All right. That includes your SEO, that includes your social media, and also web design. For software, right? We're going to try to centralize as much as possible, right? Through open APIs, we're going to be able to bring certain softwares together, right? That way we don't have to spread ourselves out to 10, 20 different apps and pieces of software that we'll just never learn how to use all of them, right? For branding, yes, we will do a makeover. We will do a makeover. The thing about consultants, guys, is that, most of the time when people want to scale, they just do this, right? They go to marketing. That's not the way to go about it. Why? Because I'll give you an example, right? Now, as consultants, yes, we do marketing, sure, but we will not do your marketing. We will literally say no. We will not do your marketing if your sales process isn't in place. Because why the hell are we giving you 100 leads to work with when you can't even pick up the phone? If you can't pick up the phone, or why are we doing marketing when you can't even fulfill? We're not going to do it, and we don't do it. We actually turn a lot of people down because they're just not ready for something like this. Okay. So what we do first is make sure the foundation is in place, okay, before we start marketing. Why? Because you're just going to be throwing money away, honestly, and we're not in business of doing that, and we don't like wasting time. We got to dial these things in first, get these things right. That way we can squeeze the most out of every single lead that comes in, guys. All right. So, sorry, I just went on a tangent, but that's just how we operate, guys. Yeah, we will go in and give you a makeover, right? Brand new logo, brand new colors, right? Modern everything. Why? Because your clientele, your customers are getting younger. Okay. If you've been in business for years and years and years and years, guess what? Your customers are getting older and older and older. They don't care for a new bathroom. They don't care for a new kitchen. They're not going to last very long on this earth. Okay. You have to keep adapting to the trends. Now, sales. If your sales is bad, like I just mentioned, before we do anything, we're going to install a sales enablement system. All right, with AI as well. This is an AI dialer. This is an AI receptionist. This is an AI SMS bot. Also, that's going to live in your social media. It's going to live on your web chat widget. Okay, making sure that you're not being bothered by FAQs and people that are just shopping around. Okay, this is going to weed out the shoppers from the buyers, and it's going to serve you the most, just the most eager leads on a silver platter, basically. Once we have this dialed in, guess what? Let's turn the faucet on. All right. Fulfillment. Yes. Project manager placement. This is only when you get to the point where you're like, okay, I just can't handle this anymore. I need a project manager. What we're going to do with our project manager is we're going to help them acquire talent and also recruit more staff. Okay. When you get to this point, these are bigger problems, guys. These are bigger problems. When you get to this point, that means that this is crushing it. Okay. This is crushing it. Crushing it. Great. Great. Everything is just working. Now you have a different problem. Right. So you should already be over the $1 million run rate, okay, annually, or $2 million. That's when you have these problems, right? Now that's where the fun starts, right? Um, Loyalty systems, we're going to install a retention mechanism, review, and loyalty automations to remove you from this whole thing, okay? Expenses, accountant, if you need one, will go out there and acquire one for you, right? Marketing, again, huge. Now we have insights on what's working. Okay, you no longer have to guess. How do I get clients? What ads work? How do I get leads? The leads are bad. No. It's like that's done. There's no testing phase here. Okay, that's over with. These are all the ads that will ever work, all the ads that have worked, okay, and just proven winning strategies that we will deploy to your business, right? This is going to be on Meta, on Google, local service, on YouTube, on TikTok, whatever it may be, all right? This will be dialed in. And then for compliance to legal, we will not be doing this for you. We will not be doing this for you, but we can find somebody that will for you, okay? That's another role of a consultant, is that if we can't do this for you, we will find you the best person that will. Are you seeing the difference between a consultant and a marketing agency now? Marketing agencies, they just want you to keep spending money. What the hell was that? What kind of line was that? They just want you to keep spending money on ads because that's how they make their money. Okay, we don't care about ads. We actually don't even want you running ads. Okay, why? Because you should be getting enough customers from this, right? And this has a higher ROI, and this has a higher. These are more eager homeowners or whoever your ideal client is. They're just more eager to pay you. There's no offers, no discounts, none of that stuff. Through marketing now, through Facebook and all that stuff, now you're talking about, oh, I'll do this for 25% off. Here's your coupon, all this stuff, right? We don't want you doing this. We want you to operate solely on loyalty and through organic, right? Through SEO, right? People finding you, people that are coming to you saying, hey, please do work in my home or on my lawn or wherever. So implementation plus placement, which is what we do. Now you have systems. And what happens when you have a system is you set up your team for success. Now you have a team that wants to work for you, right? So what happens when you install all these things, guys, is you create an uninterrupted flywheel, okay? All these things are now dialed in. Why are they dialed in? Why? Because we removed the biggest bottleneck in the business. We removed you, business owner, okay? Now, see, you got your soul back. This is you, and your soul is no longer black. So we removed you completely because you're the biggest problem. Now, all these things are dialed in. Why? Because again, we have the project manager, right? We have AI, and we have your team dialed in, working hand in hand, right? It's like a well-oiled machine. It's like a Porsche, right? A Porsche. I mean, so what happens when you have an uninterrupted flywheel? Well, you no longer have to show up to work every single day. Okay, you can sleep in. This is going to run with or without you. Okay, whether you wake up at 6, 7 in the morning, it's going to run for you. This is where you need to get. Once you start making $1 million, $2 million in your business, this is when you can start to think about this. All right, but you have to take the steps. You have to fix this, fix it, fix all these things, dial these things in. So now that we've removed you from the business, this is now you. Okay, you went from being business owned to being a business owner. Right, but now you have a decision to make. Right, I'm talking about a few months after we've hit that mark. Now you have a decision to make. Are you going to stay like this, just keep stacking up that money, or you can go and do it again, guys? This is what you have to ask yourself, because now you know the blueprint. You don't even need us to do this anymore. Now you know what to do, okay? And now you can replicate it twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, okay? That's how you franchise, all right? Or you could just, what most of our clients do is they want to create a sellable business, and this is how you do it. You create the flywheels, okay? So if you are at this point, or you haven't gotten to that point yet, or you're right here and you're making these mistakes, or you're wondering how to scale your business, well, this is it. Now, even if we don't work together, at least I'm showing you how to do it, okay? How to do it yourself, how to apply these things, right? You want to make sure you're growing organically as much as possible. Just take this framework, take what we do and apply it yourself. It's going to take you a hell of a lot longer. All right. And the reason why people hire us is because we completely eliminate the complexity and the friction of scaling. All right. Because there's going to be a lot that you're going to have to deal with. All right. So in order to not experience failure through scaling, which can make or break you, right? Go ahead and hire us. You can book a call with us down below. We'll go over what's going on in your business. Are you doing the 100% fulfillment and everything else sucks, or are you spread out evenly, right? Where are you here? All right. Depending on where you are, we can come up with custom solutions. But all in all, I mean, that's what we're all about, right? It's just trying to remove you completely. Not We don't have anything against you. I mean, you're our partners, right? It's just that it's just better for the business itself to run with systems and not with you, right? Because you didn't start the business to become a slave. All right. So, guys, book a call down below. Most of the time, you'll get me. If not, you'll get somebody on my team. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Okay. Even if we can't work together, again, completely fine. We love giving out free value. And if you're not at that point yet, go ahead and start installing these things little by little. Maybe we can work together in the future, guys. Okay. Well, that was it for me. I appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.